Hey guys, how's it going? So lately, Fire Emblem has been ongoing about kind of their send off to Fjorm. If you remember, and this is spoilers for those who haven't played um, Book 2, but she makes a contract kind of to sell her soul, so to speak, to have the ultimate weapon to kill Suther. So I think it's interesting because now we're in book 5 and we just have the midpoint, but now they're doing some sort of send off. And I, for one, am like, why are you doing this now? And they had kind of a mini recap of that, but this is the song. And you know what this reminds me of, guys? It's kind of like a Frozen video. So I turn on the subs because, you know, it's kind of funny. So we'll talk about why she was kind of significant as kind of the first new unit. So this is very, very Frozen. It's my first time watching it, and my gosh. And there you are, there's Alphonse, Shrena, Anna, and the summoner, and they're like, hey! But, like, I think she's just dying at this point. Like, in the book, at the end of book 2, she doesn't tell anyone she made this contract. But if you're playing the Tempest Trials, she actually does say that it's her time to go. I haven't finished the Tempest Trial yet, because that's actually dependent on when they actually close the event. And I know when Bridal Fjorm came out, you guys were super sims for her. So she's happy they're looking into sunlight, but really, I wonder how they're going to close this. I thought there'd be more of some event in game, but instead they give you kind of a cinematic for book 2 here, and so we're gonna have to wait and see. So we know that Fjorm made a contract so she can kill Suther, so that you can actually win. So this is the recap, and what happens is when you try to attack Suther for the first time, he has kind of an invincibility buff. In fact, all the bosses for each book, they kind of have an invincibility buff. In order to remove this one, Fjorm makes a deal to grant like a weapon of frost, which I think they're going to depict here as something. So she's blushing and the summoner's like, ah! And a lot of you guys were like, ha, when you rolled that Bridal Fjorm. So these two are great. It's Leviathan. And I think a lot of you guys really like Leviathan too, doing the fan thing. So Gunthra, her sister, in book 2, she actually dies off screen. So what happens is you see her in a dream, and I guess this is how they're expressing that dream, because she's just on like a cloud, or maybe because she's dead. And you're like, here you go, the holy snowball weapon that you can use to cancel out the debuff. So Gunthra is running away, and oh my god. Oh my god. I like how this is a stage play. It lets them change the scene by just this current thing. So he's like, yeah! And the two sisters are like, ah! Right? And their father gets mad at them because Leviathan's about to attack him or make fun of him, and then right when she's about to attack and Leviathan dies, her sister takes the blow for her. And I like how they kind of put the summoner in there as a kind of a treat, as a bonus. So I'm just looking up something. I'll let you guys know in a sec. So there you hit this powerful snowball, and that actually removes his debuff, and that's how you can win. Is if you have that snowball. So this is a very Shonen Jump kind of ending that they're depicting here. And by Shonen Jump, I mean, like, you know, in the Dragon Ball formula, you defeat Vegeta, and then Vegeta goes to your side, and then you defeat Piccolo, and then Piccolo goes to your side, and then it's that standard formula where, hey, you defeat someone, and then they join you, kind of thing. Lejarn is the sister's name, and she has the same voice actress as Lucina, Alexis Tipton. I really like Alexis Tipton. She's in some other video games, and she's great in those as well. So Susler is like, I'm alive! And then the two sisters help. So Lejarn and Gunthra, who just got a really good refine, by the way. Okay, so I wanna take you to Google now, because we're gonna go to Fjorm. So she was a significant unit right when she was released, because this is kind of our first Book 2 unit, and she was an infantry lance unit. Now what's interesting is a lot of the lance units have kind of been defensive units. So Lucas was really strong from Shadow of Valencia, or you have Ephraim, who's really on the offensive. Where Fjorm is unique is she gets Ice Mirror, and it has been enhanced since then, but Ice Mirror is very important because Ice Mirror was one that reduced damage from distance foe by 40%. And if you trigger it, your attack does 40% more of your resistance. It gets added to your damage. So at the time, when we're transitioning from Book 1 to Book 2, there were not a lot of strong anti-magic units. I think you had Cecilia, who was a green tome horse unit, and maybe that's it, right? So Fjorm was kind of our first blue unit, and it's important because her Ice Mirror was so strong, she can reflect some of the green mages as well. And we also know that nowadays, there's a lot of green mages, right? We have Julia, we have the new Byleth, right? The legendary one. We have Micaiah, who's the flying tome unit, and we have Dershir. So a lot of green tome unit have been released since then. But back then, Fjorm, with all of the magic users, she can basically reflect them. And going from Book 1 to Book 2, the most OP unit was Takumi, because he had close counter, and his bow actually allows him to do close counter and is a pretty good attacking unit. And if you pair that with the skill like Death Blow 3, which was kind of top tier back then, it was very, very dangerous. But Fjorm having Ice Mirror, whenever it was up, and it was up because it actually stacks off of her. Let me go back and take a look here. When she first released, I don't know if they have like the original stats. I know they have the recommended lineup here, but when she first released, she had a thing that increases her special, or this is a very low special cooldown. Let's see here, Ice Mirror 2, it has a cooldown of 2. So she can proc it right away, basically, when she's being attacked. And if you add something like you saw in the recommendation here of Quick Repulse, she can attack twice. So that's one way to do it. Now there's a lot of null disrupt and null follow up and stuff like that, so they can't attack her twice. But back then, she can basically return a massive amount of attack against mages, and we really didn't have a strong anti-mage. I think the closest we had was Cecilia or Setsuna, if you want to run like a +10 Setsuna, but who does, right? Because she has low attack. Or what's his name? Niles. He had a good anti-magic as well, but he did not have very good attack. And Felicia. Felicia used to be the really strong unit because she had really high resistance and she was a dagger unit. And when she got Felicia's plate upgrade, it was very viable as well. Alright guys, let me know what you think to this kind of overall send off to Fjorm that they're doing. By the end of the Tempest trial, we'll see how Niffle handles her death. I don't know if she's actually gonna die because you know, it's Fire Emblem and they like happy endings. I mean, we can even summon Gunthra and she's technically dead, and same with Lejarn here. So let me know what you guys think. I think this game has gotten plenty of attention for Fjorm. It's kind of weird that they're doing it at the midpoint, right after the midpoint of Book 5, but it is what it is. Hope you guys like this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!